Okay, so this is going to be one of those if you know moments. I'm not a dirty person. I'm all about showering. In fact, before getting in the truck business, I would shower every day, twice a day. Once before going to work and once right after working at the dealership on cars. And I guess that I'm making up for it now to try to balance things out, not showering every day. But that's not what we're talking about. This is the if you know moment. Something about not showering every day makes you value showers so much whenever you get the chance to get one. Like, it's hard to explain. Like I get giddy and excited when I know I'm gonna shower. Now, keep in mind, this is only like once every 2 days, 3 days tops. I'm spreading it out a little bit more just because it's so cold out and I don't feel like walking to the shower. But boy, does it feel good to shower. Well, guys, before we get started, I just want to give a huge shout out to Tim. You probably can tell that there's no sheets in my bed. That's because I'm doing laundry. I'm at a pilot and I went to to the pilot to do laundry. And while I was tinkering with the washing machine, Tim, who's a Prime driver, recognized me from the videos and approached and say, "Hey man, I love your videos. You've been an inspiration." And every time somebody does that, it's still surprising to me. Like, I know I have commenters and I appreciate all of you, but it's a different experience, like actually meeting someone on the road, and I'm grateful every time. So huge shout out to Tim. He's probably showering right now. I don't know if I'm gonna get to see him again. I didn't work up the confidence to ask him to take a picture to post it here, but I took a picture of his truck, so here you go. If I see him again, I'll ask him, I guess. But yeah, huge shout out to Tim. Thank you for approaching, man. And he just started running solo. He's like at around 1,000 miles. So I wish you the best on the road, and hopefully we'll meet again. Now, without further ado, how's it going, guys? It's the Peruvian Aaron Rodgers back with another video. So out here on the road, I've talked to multiple people and I've asked them, because they always talk about the bad situations that they've been through. Like, oh man, I had to deadhead 1,000 miles. Oh, fuck, I can't even say that because that's what I've been through. But this is the thing, like, so I guess that I can't come up with an example worse than that. But before the last couple of days, I had talked to other people, and they would always give me examples of like very shitty situations that they had to deal with, right? And before the 1,000-mile deadhead, like the closest thing that I had to a crappy situation was trying to leave home and having to deadhead like 100 miles from Florida, from Fort Lauderdale to Port St. Lucie to pick up a trailer. Sorry, bobtail from Fort Lauderdale to Port St. Lucie to pick up a trailer, and then deadhead 100 miles back to South Miami to pick up a load. Like, that was the closest thing to a bad situation that I've had. Or maybe, I mentioned this in the past, having to chase a yard dog to lift up the trailer so I can tinker with the landing gear to hook it up. Like, those are like the worst things that I had experienced out on the road solo. Well, that has changed. I now have had the worst experience ever. Nah, it's really not that bad. It's just the worst experience I've had to date. And it's not a bad experience. Like, really, it's part of dealing with trucking and situations that happen. But let me walk you through it regardless, and you can, tell me in the comments. You can either smack me in the head and be like, that's nothing, or you can be like, the worst thing that you can tell me is that that's trucking. so I'm curious on what the comments are going to be, but let me walk you through it quickly to make this video short. Basically, I finished the last load, the 1,000-mile deadhead to Schuyler, Nebraska, to pick up a trailer going to Henderson, North Carolina. I finished that load 2 days ago. I went to a pilot to wait for my next load, and about an hour later I got the next load, which was a load picking up in Columbus, Ohio. 491-mile deadhead for a 495-mile loaded load to Cartersville, Georgia. So I was hesitant about taking that load. For a moment, I just wanted to take a 34, just because of the deadhead. I had just gone out of the 1,000-mile deadhead. I wasn't too keen on doing another one, but I went for it. This is what the situation is right now. I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna go, hope for the best. I can afford to take that risk. So, but I was a little tired because I had just run the load to my delivery address and I didn't get a chance to sleep while waiting to get unloaded. So I just wanted to rest before heading to my pickup location. I slept for a couple hours to where, I would leave and arrive around the appointment time. This is a drop and hook load. So usually they aren't ready until the appointment time anyway. So I went ahead and I started driving at around 10 o'clock at night from Henderson, North Carolina to Columbus, Ohio. The pickup was at 8 in the morning. I started driving around 10 o'clock at night. And what I didn't take into account is that I was going to drive through West Virginia. So usually at 60 miles an hour, it should have been around 8 hours. So I should have made it by 6 in the morning. But I ended up making it around 8:30 in the morning. And not what I planned. I'm not proud of being late, but at the same time, it's only a drop and hook, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't really make a difference. Except that when I got there, it turned out that it wasn't a drop and hook. It was a live load. And I missed my appointment. And there's always that second in which you second guess yourself. Like, did I miss it when they sent me this? Like, was it really a live load? So I had to go back to my messages and confirm that I didn't make the mistake. And I really don't know where the miscommunication happened. If it was the person that made the order to sales, or maybe between sales and my dispatch, or whoever. And it doesn't really matter because I'm late for my appointment and now I'm not gonna get any detention, right? So I'm frustrated about all this situation. Just the fact that I was late. Like, I've been driving through the night, so in my mind, I just wanted to get there, pick up the trailer, go to a pilot because it's going to be early in the morning, park, and sleep, and then take it to the delivery address. But that all got messed up because it's a live load. So, and on top of that, I'm not gonna get any detention because I'm late to the appointment. So, again, not the best situation. I'm getting really frustrated, but that's not what pushed me over the edge. Keep in mind, I've been driving through the night and I'm tired. I messaged my dispatch and I tell them, hey, turns out this is a live load, not a drop and hook. I'm not gonna make it to my delivery address because I'm gonna have to wait. And their response was probably like, now I feel like it's a normal response. They just said, okay, just keep us posted. But in that moment, being tired and frustrated and upset, I took it as a lack of empathy from my dispatch. That message, that's why I just got like I just got upset for no reason because I'm tired. I took it as a lack of empathy, which, let's be real, they deal with 1,000 other orders or 1,000 other drivers in a daily basis, so they're just like moving to the next one, which is understandable. But in that moment I was pissed, and I was on the phone with my trainer, and I told him, you know what, I just want to curse at someone because I was upset. And within 30 seconds from saying that, I diffused myself, because yes, I am upset. Yes, my anger can be warranted because it's a crappy situation. But for one, that's just trucking, that happens. Just like you may hit a deer at some point, or you may get a blowout at some point, knock on plastic. Sometimes orders get canceled. Sometimes there's shortages. The up and down market or whatever. So I said, I just want to curse at someone. And in my head, I was like, where will that get me? What's the point? Like, at this point, I have two options. I can either quit, which is really not an option because I love this job too much, or I can just, deal with it and move to the next load, which is what I've been doing so far. And again, within 30 seconds, I was like, you know what? Yeah, why am I like dwelling about this, or putting myself down? So again, within 30 seconds, I diffused the situation, and I was just chilling and, waiting for them to have a door ready for me to go in and get loaded. I'm waiting, and at around 1 in the afternoon, 1:30, the load got canceled. Turned out that they didn't have, they couldn't fulfill the order. I'm at a Anheuser-Busch facility, by the way. They weren't able to fulfill the order, and the order got canceled. Now, at that point, I get frustrated again, because at least I had the prospect of making some money. Now I don't. I still get some money. I'm not sure how much it is. The truck order not used charge or whatever. But at that point, I'm just over everything. I don't even want to get another load. I just want to go to a truck stop and take a 34 for real. But it was 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. So I had this dilemma. Do I get out of this staging area at Anheuser-Busch and try to look for a parking spot at a truck stop? Or, I'm already here. What are the chances I can just go back there and they won't see me, they won't come to me, they won't mess with me because I'm already there? Like, what are the odds? What are the chances, right? So I did that. I just went back there, I'm just gonna wait until they send me another load. I'm gonna stay back here. And I sat at the staging area at Anheuser-Busch from basically 9 in the morning yesterday to 6 in the morning this morning. I was trying to stay in there until like 7, 8 o'clock, but at 6 in the morning I went on my trucker path, and the pilot down the road, not down the road, like 20 miles away, showed that there were a lot of spots available. So at that point I drove here, and I had a great night's sleep. I slept from like 4 o'clock to like 6 in the morning. You know, in and out of sleep, but still just laying back there. And you know, not as good. I already have another load that's picking up at 2 in the afternoon today. Short load going to Chicago, Romeoville, Illinois. But you know, I had a great, you know, 12 hours to like just sleep and recharge. So, you know, I'm up and running again. I encountered Tim, which was like again another you know, another great experience out on the road. So yeah, that's what the last day and a half has been. So let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. But again, like I mentioned, if you're a trucker, if you're trucking and you encounter an obstacle or a situation, it comes down to the same two options that I mentioned. You're either going to quit, or you're going to just, you know, deal with it and move on because you understand how the job is. And you know, that thought, that mentality, I inherited from the car business, where if I had an issue with a car that I was repairing, again, I'm either going to quit or I'm going to fix that car because I'm not getting any more work until I fix it. So I use that same mentality with trucking, and you should too, because how long can you stay upset and mad before you realize that those are the only two options? I mean, if you're going to quit, I guess I can't blame you. But if you're going to just deal with it and move on to greener pastures, then what's the point in getting upset and you know, and just moping and whining the entire time? Like, you can be initially upset, but you gotta neutralize those thoughts right away, because they get you nowhere. You still gotta get through it to get to the next load, to get to the next load, to get to the next load. So keep that in mind, guys. Just something to ponder on, or ponder about, or wonder, or think, I don't know. And yeah, that's gonna be pretty much this video. I'm gonna make another video about some stuff that I've been thinking about, on how I had to rewire my brain when it comes to some of the things involving trucking, but that's gonna be probably the next video. I'm sorry if you were expecting some football advice, but you know, we don't have football in Peru, we have soccer. So the Peruvian Aaron Rodgers, I don't even know where I'm going with this, guys. The Peruvian Aaron Rodgers is checking out. Catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Again, Tim, thank you very much for approaching. And you know, stay safe out on the road, stay happy. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Bye.